But I want to ask you about one other question before CP.
Okay, sure.
Is that possible?
Sure, go ahead.
You still have time for this?
Okay. What is the question?
I saw some of your video, and it's some discussion about the miracle in the Quran, and I agree almost all of your point about that. This is not really true. This is like a false interpretation, like seven heaven that's similar to atmosphere, something like that. But I also wondering about, I forgot about the ayat that mention about the river under the sea that is really fine in Southern America, Latin America, somewhere.
River under the sea?
Yes.
So there is a verse
also mentioned Quran.
Okay. Quran.
Right.
Okay, let me see, because Muslims, they come with the new ideas every day. Let me see. I will search in Google. I never heard this before, you know. I will search where it says the miracle of river under the sea, and we will put it in the screen. River under the sea. I found a video, but I cannot play videos, you know. Science of miracle of Quran, river. Give me a second.
Sure.
It will look like we have only videos. Okay, here we go. I found that thing. I will put it on the screen. I found it in the video, by the way. But I cannot play the video, but I'm going to show people what we are talking about. And this is, again, a very clear sign of deception, how they try to fool you and how the deception work. Give me a second, please. All right, this is the video. It says, river under the sea of Mexico, miracles of the Holy Quran, correct? You see it?
Yeah.
All right. But look what they are quoting for us. It's quoting for us chapter 25, verse number 53. وهو الذي مرج البحرين هذا عذب فرات وهذا ملح أجاج. Okay. But just to show you how stupid the statement. In Arabic it says there is two seas, but they just say the river under the sea in the title, correct? Okay, so how in the Quran says two seas? If it's a river, you know what I mean? It's a river. Secondly, the verse in the Quran says that those two seas, they never met. So there are two seas, not one. They are not a river and a sea. They are two seas. Let us go to the Quran. I will copy the verse as it is from their description, and I will go to the Quran in front of your eyes, and everybody will be laughing in a second. I will post what is written in their description. Here we go. Chapter 25, verse number 53.
Arab, to read Arabic.
My friend. To
be honest.
My friend. Yeah, they can lie to you, no problem, but I'm here to help you, no problem. See, this is the translation. Yusuf Ali says two bodies of water. That's a lie. It doesn't say two bodies of water. Change the translator. You will see it says two seas. You see it? Here we go. This is Muhammad Khan and Hilali. What the translation saying? It is he who let free the two seas. They put with two bracket, two kind of water, but it says seas in Arabic, Bahrain. And it says that those two seas, they have a barrier, complete partition between them, which means they don't pass. So the river they are talking about is just a spring of water going inside the ocean, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but this is not what it says here. Here it says they will never pass. Not only that, in Arabic it says وَحِجْرًا مَحْجُورًا بَرْزَخًا وَحِجْرًا مَحْجُورًا. If we go right now in front of your eyes to Ibn Kathir, what we will find? Let us do that. Is Ibn Kathir will take my side? No. Is Ibn Kathir is a Christian? But actually, by the way, Ibn Kathir, Tafsir Ibn Kathir, all of it is to defend Islam, not to explain the Quran. He's a liar like them. So, chapter 25, verse number 53, we go to Ibn Kathir. Let's do it. In the front of your eyes, here we go. And then you will see right away that this is a fraud, another fraud. All of Islam is a fraud. Okay, here we go. This is Ibn Kathir explanation. Read carefully, please. I don't know if the text is clear. It is he who let free the two seas. One is portable and sweet, and the other one is salty. Means he created two kinds of water, sweet and salty. The sweet water is like that in the rivers, spring and wells. In Arabic it says seas, but Ibn Kathir is saying it's like those who are like those in the river, not they are, which is a fresh, sweet, potable water. And this was the view of Ibn Jurayj. And then he says, meaning there's without a doubt nowhere in the creation there is a sea which is a fresh and salty water. So they are trying to answer how the Quran says two seas. They are saying we cannot find anywhere salt water sea. We can find saltwater sea, but we cannot find a freshwater sea. So maybe Allah speaking about the river. Let us go. Let us continue. And then he says, he explained how they are not mixed. He said, and he has set a barrier, a complete partition between them. Complete. They don't mix. Meaning between the salty water and the sweet water. It doesn't matter what now the sweet water. Muslims, they are trying to figure out how the sweet water became sea. They say maybe he meant the rivers, maybe he meant the lakes. Barzakhan. Barzakhan mean a partition which is a dry land. Do you see it? Do you see a dry land? But the
complete partition between them.
Yes, they don't mix. That's it. Because there's land between them. Barzakh is a land, a dry land. It's not only a land; it have to be dry. So all the miracle claim is a lie because he used the word barzakh there. The word barzakh is a piece of land which is higher than the water. Let us say you have water in the right and water in the left. What is between them, they call it barzakh. You know what I mean?
But barzakh is the land when we are go after we are die, right?
Exactly, because it's a road too. It's a land. It's a dry land where you go over it. Barzakh is a physical object. And not only that, it says وَحِجْرًا مَحْجُورًا. It is complete partition, I mean barrier, to prevent one of the other to mix together. Do you see it? So it's a dry land and it's a complete barrier. They will never mix, but this is not what happened in the river which is under the sea. The river go inside the sea because there's a current. In that location there's a fresh water, but after a mile or two the water is changed, is going to be mixed. This is why we call something called delta, correct? You know what delta is?
Yes, I know.
Okay, delta is a mix simply between fresh water and salt water. They mix. So scientifically they are lying because fresh water and salt water, they mix. All the delta in the world is a fresh and salty water. Secondly, you can go right now to the kitchen, get a cup, mix salt with it, another cup, have a fresh water in it, put them together, let's see if they mix. Number 3, the verse in the Quran says there is a partition of a dry land, and the Quran claims that they will never meet. What Allah He's saying now, that He created for you fresh water, and this fresh water never mixed with the salty water, when this is absolutely wrong, because the fresh water we have is coming from the sea. You know how the cycle of rain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why their Islamic scholars, Islamic books saying they never met, it's a dry land, but in their videos they are saying something different? Can they support what they say? They cannot. Can they show us where it says that? They cannot. I'm not using a Christian like book to read for you. We can read Jalalain, we can read all the scholars, you will see all of them they agree. That's what it says. What do you think?
Yeah, that's clear now. I just get confused when I heard about these verses.
Well, you know, this is the point of those verses, is just to deceive you and make you believe in something not true, not exist. And you know, the Quran, this verse itself is a reason for people to leave Islam. You see, in chapter 27, verse number 61, look what it says. And this is the Muslim translation. Or he who has made the earth firm to live in. The fact is not really, doesn't say firm, but I will go with it. And he made the rivers in the midst. And he set therein mountains, and those mountains, they are firmly fixed. And he made separating bar between the two seas. They say in the translation here, two bodies of flowing water. Do you see he put separating bar? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
The separating bar.
Okay. What is that bar? If you go and read the interpretation for this is a different verse. You will see the bar is a dry land again. It says bar. So they are not touching each other. They are not touching each other. And they are not like two bodies of water. The translation here is a lie. It says two seas. You see, never trust a Muslim translation. Yusuf Ali is a bad translation. If you go to different translation, let us see. It is two seas. And Allah, He put a bar between them. So they will never meet. And He placed a partition between the two seas. Do you see it? We just changed the translator. What happened? Is that a new book? It sounds like a new book now. If you go and read the interpretation for this verse, you will see the same. Let us try. Chapter 27, verse number 61. Let me open different interpretation. So Muslim, they will not say, oh, he is using just Ibn Kathir. Suddenly, they don't want Ibn Kathir. No problem. We will go to different verse in the Quran and we will love. 27:61.
Is there also similar interpretation by the Indonesian scholar on this?
Similar to who? To Ibn Kathir?
Yeah, when they are translating the hadith.
Okay. All right. Read carefully. This is Tafsir al-Jalalain. This is the website of the Kingdom of Jordan. It says here, He made the earth and abode stability that does not constantly shake beneath of you and under your feet for the inhabitants. And He made rivers and to flow throughout. And He set mountains for it, which has fixed on earth. This is a mistake too, because mountains are not placed on the earth. They are part of the earth. And He set a barrier between the two seas, between the sweet one and the salty one. Do you see it? Not one and the one not mixing with the other. They never mix. That's it. There's a barrier. Do you see it? Okay, this is now. Yeah, this is now a Jalalain. Okay, forget about Jalalain. Maybe a Jalalain is stupid. Let's go to Ibn Abbas. All right. He says He has set a barrier preventing mixture between the two seas. Do you see it? Preventing. But in science, those rivers they mix every second.
Yeah.
If you live in Indonesia, go with you take with you in the boat 5 gallon, not in the boat, let us say in the beach. Take with you 5 gallon of water, fresh water, throw it in the water just between your legs, and try to grab the fresh water back. You will not find the fresh water, you will find salty water, correct? You hear me? I think he is suffering from bad connection. But do you see, guys, how they lie to you in order to fool you, make you believe? This is not only not science, this is a mistake. The God of the Quran, he think that he made a miracle. The salty water and fresh water are not mixed; they are two seas. So what do you think? If you go now, my friend, if you go to the beach in Indonesia, and you take with you a big truck full of water, fresh water, and you dump it in the ocean, and then you bring a cup of water, and right away, after you dump the water, right away, not after 10 hours, put a cup in the water to drink from the fresh water which you just dumped, you will not find it. It's gone. It's mixed. Are you there? You have a bad connection, I think. But here you see an example how important our videos is. If not, this person and you and him and she and he, they will still believe that this is really true, a miracle. For the deception is the game. The whole point is how we can deceive you, not how we can share the truth with you. This is why it's very important to show those videos to your children so they will not lie to them and fool them.